This is episode 1. See what this mic is like of All Is One. All Is One audio experience or podcast. We'll see what's up. But sitting here on the floor, the thing freshest on my mind is last night I went to Walmart just to get a little body movement, listening to music. Had caffeine in me, so I really wanted to like go downtown or some shit, but I didn't. And anyways, thinking, texting in the group chat with my brother and my cousins, and then a little bit in my head going back and forth, joined some music, and then on the walk home, like right when I get my journal, the night before that walk, this is what I wrote. I had this thought and I was about to go to sleep. I wrote it down. And what I wrote down originally was, I don't have to hold anything. If it's time for it to come, it'll come. Right? That's like logically, I think logically a lot, analyze a lot. That's like a logical way. My mind always needs like a reason to shut up. I need a reason to, just it needs a reason, a logic mind, right? So that to me is, after everything I've learned and been through, is like a statement that, okay, you can shut up now. Which I wrote was, I don't have to hold anything. If it's time for it to come, it'll come. And anyways, I'm going on the walk, enjoying music, chilling. I'm already feeling good. Like I'm just have this good feeling in me. I'm pretty far in. This is the farthest I've been, obviously, on my journey, spiritual journey, self-awareness journey, life journey in general. Trying to get to my highest timeline journey. And this, okay, so this is the farthest I've been. I've done a bunch of healing. I've gotten out of my head more, gone through insecurities, battled them, beat them, transmuted them. And as of now, recently, a couple of days I've had slumps over this past couple of weeks. I was working out a little bit, had some energy, and then it's nothing's been too stable. But recently, I've never really gotten this. I've been having like just these good feelings, like I just feel good in my body, like it feels good, and that's got to be a result of all the work I've done. But recently, so something hurts you, you got to figure that out. Another thing hurts you, you got to figure that out. Every every fear is just showing you where there's still holes in your solidness. Fear, every hurt is, you can just, to sum it up, call it like an insecurity. Everywhere where it hurts you or it harms you or it takes your power and makes you feel bad is really just an insecurity showing you where you're not secure in yourself yet. So my most recent one, I've been battling with that one for weeks, and the more and more I'm beating it or getting better at living with it, I've become more solid in myself. I used to compare myself or want to feel bad about it or feel bad about it or think about it. And now that I'm just through the through the power of knowledge and the things I've learned, I'm more solid in myself to where I'm just here, I'm strong. It doesn't matter as much. And I think really maybe that was one of my biggest insecurities, things I've had to face. But that's the one where I've been healing a lot of stuff and bettering a lot of stuff. But this one that I've bettered the most recently is the only one where I've gotten results of like, damn, I feel good, where I've gotten present. Anyways, back to the story where I walked to Walmart, chilling, vibing to music with some earphones. On the way back, I wrote that thing in my journal right the night before, and on the way back, you know how Most people have a inner dialogue, self-talk going constantly. Usually, I was chilling music, doing some self-talk, thinking, right, in the group chat. Those are the things that were on my mind. And I'm walking home. I'm at the corner of my house, so I walked. It's a quick little walk down the street, but I walked half of it. Now I'm literally at the corner, like two houses down from mine. And then I say in my head as I'm walking, because I could sense like I was thinking about where we lived in like a ghetto apartment. We were just there, and I could sense I was still like holding on to it, like I fully hadn't let it go. The conflict that it was a ghetto ass apartment, shooting every night, fights, cops. Like it was just. I mean, the people I live with aren't the farthest from that type of living, so there's more turmoil in the apartment, even more so because that was the environment they were going into. You know what I mean? So I guess I was holding on to it a little bit, and anyways, as I'm walking, I can kind of sense that, and then I wrote that thing last night, so it's been that theme has been integrating itself into me, and I just say to myself in my inner dialogue something like what I wrote, and I just say, what did I say? I said, I don't need to hold on to anything. If it's time for it to come, it'll come. Or what did I say? I said, I don't need to hold on to anything anymore. Whatever I need will come when it's time to come. I'm fully in the now now. Something like that, right? In my inner dialogue. And as soon as I really like, I not only said, as soon as I said it, it like centered myself in my head that was like holding on to where the places we just were, which is like the ego holding on to the past or something. As soon as I said that, I was walking already. So it's like kind of like this. I'm walking in my own little world. And then as soon as I said that, it's like this little thing that was keeping me in my own little world just vanished. And deadass, as soon as I said that, it was like the neighborhood I was in got wider. And we're in a nice neighborhood, right? But I was still holding on to like that little West Side um vibe feeling, carrying it, right? The ego was carrying it. I was carrying it. But as soon as I said that, that dropped, the holding dropped. And so we live in a nice neighborhood, and and then it was wide view. I went from in my world to being in the world, and it was so nice. I was like, damn, like, and then in that, when you hold on to something, it's like you're going back and forth. But when you let go of everything, that's where the wholeness is. So that's what they say when no matter what you're going through, when you're completely present, there's the joy, the peace, and the all the good stuff. What I would say is the goal. That's where it, because it doesn't matter what's going on, but if you're completely present, you're whole and you're fulfilled. You're not battling with anything. That's where the power is. You find your peace in the now. And then at that moment, I really felt it. It got wide. I was like, damn. I felt like I was like in a world for the first time type vibe. And I was like, damn, this is a nice ass neighborhood. It's beautiful. I completely left the old neighborhood we were at, the old apartments. It was gone at that moment. So I could fully be and see where I really was. We have like a little palm tree in front of our house. I was like, damn, like this is awesome where I'm at. I could see it clearly. When you let go of the ego, you can see it clearly, and that goes for all things for people. I remember one time I was on shrooms, and the first time I ever took shrooms, I took the magic mushroom bar, ate it. I was heavy. I was a weed smoker at the time, so it wasn't too crazy for me. But like midway through, everybody was asleep. I was on my phone, and that's like I could see everybody. Because when you look at your ego has some problems and stuff. When you have inner turmoil, you're always referencing shit when you're experiencing life. So you're never really fully present. And when I was on the shrooms for the first time, I was going through pictures of everybody, and I can see without that chatter. I can see them for really what they were, and damn, so beautiful. Like somebody can do you so wrong, and when you see them, damn, you know what I mean? You tell that story real quick. It doesn't mean you should accept anybody into your life, but without that ego, you can still see completely what it is, what something is for what it is, and usually it's beautiful. You know what I mean? So I felt that the presence as soon as I said that I don't have to hold on to anything. I have whatever I need when the time comes. I'm fully embracing being in the now. It got clear. It looked like awesome. I liked where I was. It was a cool neighborhood. I felt fulfilled, felt whole. I felt it was like just a super good feeling, right? And this I've experienced this and I've experienced that multiple times, right? And little whether I tried to get it there on purpose or it's just happened, I've experienced it multiple times, and my goal is just to get there fully. And I feel like that's what I'm working my way to learning towards, and I'm closer to this as I've ever been. Because I'm just standing more firm in myself and done with the bullshit. And I'm down if anybody wants to learn to teach you everything I've learned so far. I would say it was quick. It went by quick, and I was in stayed in a bunch of the same patterns. But I've been on this journey for broader since like 20. Now I would say I don't know, like 2021, 2022. It's 2026 now, and so I'm pretty. I've done. I did the beginning steps, right? I'm kind of. I feel like I'm closest to my highest timeline I've ever been. Maybe I'm in it already, right? But so I can share all that stuff that I know, the blueprint. But it really just comes down to, I would say, simply put, is any place you're not solid in yourself, becoming solid in yourself. And the biggest help I've always been I would consider myself a smart person. I've always been smart. I know I am. Always have been. But knowledge is power. There may be some people, I'm sure there are, that just find it. You know what I mean? Like the dude Eckhart Tolle, in the beginning of his book, I always wondered how did he get to this place of peace and presence, you know? And in the book, he says that he was going through like some depression, whatever ugly state, and he went to sleep, and then he just like fell into the void. And so some people just fall into it, find it, but in the way where you really intentionally work through it, that's more of what I was on, gaining the knowledge and finding out what to do, what not to do. You know what I mean? And I do believe that if you want to, I mean, you can only make it faster, right? You're intentionally trying to get to your highest timeline, your highest self, your true self. I've always loved the truth, and even when it hurt me, that was always my thing in the back of my head. I don't care. I just want the truth as long as it's the truth. Take whatever it is. I just want the truth. So I've always been searching for truth. I've loved the truth. Just for some reason, it's just the truth. It's just the theme that's been in my life for so long that that's always what I wanted. It's just always like I don't know, been a big part of me. Truth. And let me see. I got this little matcha thing here. I just got it from Walmart. It's pretty good. But what was I saying? But yeah, I'm pretty far into my journey, and I'm gonna practice doing this more and more. I got this little mic just now. I could clip it on my shirt, but I like holding it. Give you something to do instead of just awkwardly sitting, you know. And I'm pretty sure I'll get better. And I do have a lot to say. I've had a lot more to say that I usually, excuse me, just say it to my brother and my cousins who really don't care and be like, oh yeah, get a job. Yeah, blah blah blah. Yeah. My brother, yeah. How does that help you? Yeah, how does that make any money? You know what I mean? But I've always, as soon as I got out of high school, we're all existing. We are all living. You know what I mean? And to me, I've always in the back of my head been this was like the theme, like I'm going to figure out life first before I start living it. You can look at that however you want, but that was just how I naturally just that was just me. That was just naturally me, right? Like I'm sure there's something to this that will be worth it. So I would say I'm kind of figured a lot of stuff out, and so instead of just going into the what most people live and how they live and the job and the 9 to 5 and work for it, the grind set, do that. I'm sure I could if I didn't know any of this and I wanted to passion it out. I'm pretty sure I could save money, be smart, financial, blah blah blah. I'm pretty sure I could do it, but that's just not me. I don't like working for people. I don't like people having authority over me. I'm a boss in myself. I'm strong. Like I know I can't be this smart and this cool and creative for nothing. You know what I mean? And so naturally I did the search and I've been doing more like people would work on the work in the physical to try to get the physical, and I've been doing the inner work to try to let the mirror reflect that. That's the way I've been doing. And as of right now, I have $0 to my name, living with my mother, financial problems, uh, can't do all the things I want at this current now with with the lack of resources I have, right? Um, and I have worked for sure in these past couple of years, but I'm still going through it. But I'm pretty sure I can say once it works out that you can do the inner work first, and the mirror will reflect it, not the other way around, which has been going on for like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years, right? Because like there's a point like every time my grandma sees me and you're gonna go you should go get a trade, you should go do this, you should go get a job, you should work at the warehouse, you know what I mean? And it's been phases every time she asks me, I'm like, yeah, grandma, yeah, I'm trying, yeah, I'll think about it. Beginning, yeah, okay, yeah, I'll check it out. Well, I'm trying to do this, well, I'd rather do this as the times go on. And last time I was like, that's just not for me. Like I didn't just somebody asked me too, well, how's the job going? Usually I'm like, oh, still trying to. When I fully just, I don't feel like working right now, brother. I'm like, I just was real for the first time about that job shit. Like, nah, I don't feel like working. I'm not trying to work my whole life. Like, it doesn't. How's work? I don't want to care about. I don't want to talk about working for somebody else. That is how I'm trying to figure out life. And right now, I'm blessed to I've had a roof over my head. I mean, I was sleeping on a couch at my aunt's house multiple times for like 2 years. Two separate times. You know what I mean? And but so I'm privileged to have at least had that home. But I've been trying. Everybody says just mess with the physical, do the way that we've always done it. And me, I'm doing the inner work first. I know my reality that this physical 3D life is a mirror, and it will reflect back to me my inner state. And I've been getting better at it. So I feel it coming soon, pretty sure. I mean, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But it's not like I dedicated years to this, but I don't think I will be. But for sure, when I get there, when I have the tangible physical proof, I believe it. But when I have the physical proof, I will love it. My little ego will be like, will be cool to be like, I told y'all, I'm not been doing this for a reason, right? But I would love to I would love, I'm gonna love as soon as that proof comes in, so I can share it with everyone, so I can show everyone, tell everyone, like this is the way, this is what Jesus has been saying. They probably knew it before Jesus, but Jesus was like a big sign. It's like it's all one, it's all you out, loves the way. You know what I mean? And that was 2,000 years ago, and there was life before that, and it's like 2,000 years later and people are still think the 9 to 5 and listen to the boss and be scared, blah, blah, is the way. I'm so. I think it would be cool if I could go back to myself 5 years ago to see what it felt like. Because I've always been passionate and confident and heart driven and loving truth, but I was unconscious a bunch, you know what I mean? And an ego and just got these broad, you got these broad little thought paradigms that you go back and forth into instead of just being completely free and present in the world. So it'd be cool to see the difference from how I am now to how I am back then. And every day it's still I'm not present most of the time. I'm going back and forth. Just yesterday I'm going outside and my ego is trying to, well, I want this and I hate that this happens, blah blah blah, and I was kind of get caught in a little bit, and then I gotta catch myself. And at the end I'm like, okay, I'm gonna try to trust in God. I prayed, I'm gonna trust in God. I know like everything I've learned, just put it there. So I'm still got these little battles that I have to replace the low vibe old patterns with the new knowledgeable high vibe patterns. So I'm still for sure a work in progress, but I'm as close as I've ever been. I'm getting those present moments more and more now, and I think it's possible through life to find it eventually. If you're kind of already like a truthful, loving person, like you'll find that peace and that presence and that clarity, because life has a way of teaching you. But a fast track is to do it intentionally if you want for sure in this lifetime to live your highest timeline, to live your desires, you know? And I just can't wait till I have the physical, tangible proof and evidence so I can show everybody that it worked in this physical life. Because the way I see it, off of everything I learned, is everything's one whole being, right? And let me see. Let's say this is life, all of life. This is one whole being, right? And I am one part right here, one little part that decided to do all the work and became self-aware. Now I know there's a bunch of people that are more aware than me, and there's a bunch, but let's just say it's just me, right? I'm self-aware, but I am at source truly this whole being. So in this physical, my persona, myself, my me, I'm awake, and my job kind of is to pass it on and wake every single piece of this whole life up, down to every atom, every cell, every person, everything, to become fully self-aware and in its remembrance of its true self. So what would be from one part will be the whole thing, and I think that is the goal, if there is one, of life, is to I think maybe the ego was for some it's a whole episode in its own, but a necessary part of the journey. Maybe it was part of the play, part of the plan. Got to start somewhere, but I think the end goal, the end result, is it goes from people in the ego, they don't know their power, to the whole being realizing, their true power and getting to completely play with life like you do in your dream. Like if you can lucid dream and you can create whatever you want, and I want to do this and I want to do this and I want to do this. I think once and really realize that it's all love, so nobody's going to be harming each other. And when it hits the end result, because we realize we're all one and we're all on the frequency of love and high vibes and all things good, you know what I mean? And we could really just play with life, like fully, completely, whatever you want to imagine, you can do. And I think that's the end result. If because is since we're all one, if one is waking up, if that's my journey to wake up, the bigger thing will, I feel like it's inevitable, obviously, that the whole thing will wake up eventually. And every single part of life will be self aware fully, in remembrance that they are at source God, and it would make it all whole, and every part will remember it's the whole, and it'll be in complete harmony, and it's just going to be a whole different ball game when it gets there. But I'm sure we'll get there one day. And this was, I don't know how long, but see how this little mic does. I can go to every, there's a bunch of topic stuff I can do specifically, but just trying it out. See how this one turns out. Alright.